Okay, now we're going into Vasari, so NASCO is going to pick up where that left off. So in the cloud account, the format file, so to speak, exists. And so we have that massing.
So I saved this on my iPad, and I can go back to my computer and just open it and access it without any type of complex file transfers. And it's all through your Autodesk account. So I'll open this current panel real quick and load that in. So Vasari is kind of like an extension of Revit. It lets you have more solar analysis capabilities, wind tunnel capabilities, and it's pretty cool. So what we're going to do is edit this mask, and then just split it. And then I'm going to add some walls using that panel I just plugged in.
So a lot of people's workflows right now, conceptual design sort of gets thrown away. There's not a lot of reuse of data. There's this one model that we made in some non-Autodesk program that we showed the customer, and they said, yeah, that's great, give me 2 of those. And then when it's production time, then there's a whole different set of people inside that organization that then start over getting to know the structure, and they don't carry the data forward at all. That's typically what we're hearing from folks. This shows a workflow that allows you to be working in a salesmanship kind of position and then carry that thing through to more elaborate massing on a computer when you can actually feel comfortable with the input devices, doing the energy analysis at a time when it's meaningful as opposed to much later in the process when you finally brought an engineer in and there isn't many things that can be changed about the project. This leverages some of the cloud technology as well. It takes this model, it's understanding the glazing. You can adjust building materials. You tell it what type of construction it is. You tell it how much percentage of the envelope is going to be glazing. You can tell it what kind of shading you're going to use. And then as it uploads into the cloud, this is what comes back about your project in terms of overall energy use for an entire year. And so now at this point, maybe we rotate the building, or we change the percentage of glazing, or the way we're going to cool it. All of these are factors that can contribute to making this thing a better project.
Are there any tools that allow you to compare easily projections versus actuals?
On a building performance
Yeah.
after the fact.
Like if you design something and you're trying to project to sell something and then you build it.
And then you get something
And
different.
then you want to see it,
That's why you kind of want to try and get as accurate as possible with the settings of the program.
I'm sure there are engineering firms that offer that service in terms of coming back after the fact and doing a comparison to what you were promised in terms of what you're actually getting delivered.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what technology they use fundamentally.
Yeah. For sure, there's organizations that, particularly when litigation becomes a part, there are definitely people and players in that realm already. I'm unfortunately, being more on the civil engineering side, less familiar with that on the architectural analysis side.
What's the performance they hold you to?
everything that from an owner's perspective, if you have the money up front for these great designs and then you build it, you want to make sure you can manage it. So once it's built, we want to be able to use all this data that you produce the design to benchmark moving forward.
That's where it's going.
So that was a little example of a wind analysis. So you can again set the thing on a trajectory. So here's accessing the cloud account, pulling up one of the other project models. So here's that building with those masses just kind of created around it. And so you can see some of the wind tunneling feedback that you can get.
Yeah, because if you you're gonna have an outdoor bistro, and you're gonna build it out there, and your objective is to have people sitting out there, and the wind comes through and takes all your umbrellas away because of the way the buildings are shaped. That's the kind of thing that this allows you to look at before you actually build it.
Let's say to showcase.
Next what we're gonna do is, we're just gonna take this simple model and put it in Showcase and do some quick renderings.
Stuart, is anyone locally, other than large government organizations or large companies, actually implementing this stuff yet?
Everybody's touching their toe in it. I mean, we're at the front end of a tremendous change, and we're right in the middle of the Great Recession. So I think the issue is it's coming, and that's why when I saw the governor come out with his new operating system, this is part of the future. And
Well, the reason I ask is we're working on 3 projects right now that we should have done this in the beginning. As you know, that's not how it's been done. And I'm just wondering if any small companies like us are actually have embraced this, or it's all just big.
yes is an answer to
Okay,
your question,
great.
but not necessarily in mass.
Okay.
So y'all are the first team to be assembled to say, okay, let's go do this together.
Yeah, there are pockets, throughout the community. I mean, if you look at a lot of the building projects that are being done currently in our market, they are being done as BIM projects.
Well, we're doing BIM, but we're not taking it to this kind of level like wind analysis and stuff up front.
Yeah, and
We
so
have projects in Texas that really need this, so.
and again, that's we're just here to expose the idea, because as modeling is becoming more prevalent, there are opportunities for even people that are modeling to do, like we said, a little bit more on the front or a little bit more on the back than what they knew was sort of possible. So this is called Showcase. This is like a visualization engine that allows you to set up environment maps in the background to give a more generic context if you don't have time to model a huge context. Bring across your AutoCAD-based model, your Revit-based model, other types of models to allow you to apply material alternatives, design alternatives, create shots similar to the way we did in InfraWorks, and then present it. You can save it out as something static or save it out as something dynamic. It can be something local, it can be something web-based, and it's again about driving your customer to see the kinds of things that you may want to show them about the project. So this is a showroom, so to speak. If you think back to like a car example, again, remember, people come at us all the time, AutoCAD, AutoCAD, AutoCAD. It's Autodesk, and Autodesk is a $2 billion company, and they make 120 software titles, and they've got their finger in everything. This is a piece of technology that really came to life in manufacturing, that now has a great story to be told in the building world that the majority of us work in on a daily basis. So we're just setting up some alternatives for a material lineup, so you can have these things all programmed ahead of time to go over with your customer and say, well, what if those curtain wall mullions were this color? What if the facade was this color? And so you can put those together, as you can see, fairly quickly. And then you can see that the interface is designed to not have a lot of these windows or panels or palettes up at any one time, so that you get the customer focusing in on your particular design. And again, ability to adjust lighting and publish this thing out in a way that allows you to quickly make those changes.